Hey there, parents! Welcome to Rising Parent, your friendly guide to raising amazing kids. I'm your host, Tim, and I'm here to help you tackle the challenges and celebrate the joys of parenthood. In this episode, we're diving into how to help a child with public speaking. We'll explore practical tips, expert advice, and real-life stories to help you navigate parenthood. So grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this parenting party started.
All right, so, public speaking, everybody, it's something that can really make people nervous.
Yeah.
Even thinking about teaching kids how to do it.
Yeah.
But what if there were ways to make it fun?
Exactly.
What if there were ways to make it engaging?
Absolutely.
To help kids actually thrive when they have to do any kind of public speaking.
I love it.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Let's do it.
We've got two sources, a video from Ryan McLean over at Public Speaking Power.
Yay.
And an article from Promethean World all about encouraging kids to find their voice.
Awesome.
And both of them really emphasize that it's not about turning kids into these mini motivational speakers who are, giving TED Talks before they even lose their baby teeth.
No, not at all.
It's more about something a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, it's about just helping them to be confident communicators.
Yes.
Which is a skill they can use no matter what they do.
Absolutely. And Ryan McLean actually had this tip that made me laugh out loud when I first heard it.
Okay.
He says, ditch the label public speaking.
Oh, I love that.
Get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? What is it about those two words that is so intimidating?
Well, public just makes you feel like you're being judged, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's you in front of a panel of judges, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, like American Idol or something.
Right, exactly.
And then speaking.
Way too formal.
Yes.
Like, you're in school in front of your class, you've got to give a speech from a podium.
Yes, exactly. Especially for kids who are still learning.
Exactly,
They're still developing those skills.
Yeah. And Promethean World talks about how important fostering a growth mindset is in kids.
Okay.
So if we can reframe this whole thing, it takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
It really does.
Instead of it being this big, scary thing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Exactly.
It's light.
And they can focus on just the joy of communication.
Right.
It's not about messing up or being perfect.
It's just about getting your point across.
Yes.
And doing it in a way that, makes sense.
Right.
So how do we approach it then? We've ditched the scary label.
Okay.
What's next? How do we actually practice?
But both of our sources today seem to agree that it's all about action over analysis.
Okay.
Especially when kids are just starting out.
So don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
Just do it.
McLean actually uses a really good analogy. He says it's like teaching a kid to ride a bike.
Okay.
You wouldn't put them on a bike for the first time and immediately start explaining how to do a wheelie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
They need to get comfortable with the pedals, with the handlebars, just get their balance first.
Find their balance before they go crazy with the tricks.
Exactly.
Right.
Public speaking is the same way.
Okay, so start small.
Yes.
Get comfortable with the basics.
And Promethean World actually recommends age-appropriate activities.
Okay.
So it's not overwhelming for kids.
So, what are we talking about here?
So for the little ones, like pre-K,
Yeah.
they say tap into what they're already doing.
Okay.
Show and tell puppets, even singing.
Oh, I like that.
All fun things that kids are already doing.
Yeah, they're already comfortable with that.
Right. And it builds that foundational confidence
Yeah.
and that joy in expressing themselves.
So then as they get older, as they hit those primary school years, what then?
So Promethean World suggests you can start introducing debates,
Okay.
like books versus movies.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of want to moderate that myself.
I'm team books all the way.
Exactly. See, even adults love a good debate.
Yeah.
It's engaging.
Right.
It gets them thinking critically.
Yes.
It gets them expressing their opinions.
And they're learning how to, think on their feet a little bit too.
Yes, absolutely.
Where's important?
And they even suggest bringing in video presentations,
Oh, that's good.
which is smart because kids these days,
They love technology.
they're tech savvy.
Why not use it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's engaging. It's fun.
Right. And when you have them do a video presentation, you're not just teaching them public speaking skills. You're teaching them
So many skills.
how to be creators.
Yes,
How to use technology to their advantage.
absolutely. And those are skills that are only becoming more and more important.
It's true. It's the way of the world now. It really is. Yeah.
And Promethean actually highlights how schools are using interactive displays and recording tools to help students self-assess.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, because they can see and hear themselves just like we all do
Right.
and pinpoint what they want to work on.
And it's in that safe environment, right?
Exactly.
With the right kind of feedback
Yes.
that they can really blossom.
Exactly.
Speaking of feedback,
Okay.
both of our sources had some strong opinions on this.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
How to give good feedback
Yeah.
when it comes to public speaking, and especially with kids.
Yes, especially with kids. And McLean, the public speaking coach, she said, avoid harsh critiques like the plague.
Oh, totally.
I get.
Because you remember those, like,
Oh, yeah.
forever.
Forever.
I can still remember being, like, in high school speech class and, like, getting that one comment that just crushed me.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. Those negative comments stick with us.
Right.
Promethean World actually talks about how a child's brain is still developing.
Okay.
And they are so sensitive to criticism,
Right.
even if it comes from a good place.
We don't mean to be mean,
Yeah.
but it can come across the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we really want to make sure that we're nurturing that love of communication.
Yes.
That we're not squashing it.
So how do we do that then? Where
Right.
do we walk that tightrope between helping them improve and not crushing their little spirits?
Right. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Promethean World had this really great tip, though.
Okay.
The feedback sandwich.
Okay.
It sounds kind of basic,
It does.
but is it really that effective?
It really is.
Okay.
It's all about framing. You start with genuine positive feedback.
Okay.
Like, hey, you were so engaging up there.
Yeah.
I loved how you made eye contact with everyone.
So you're starting with that boost of confidence.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you slip in one constructive piece of advice,
Okay.
but phrased gently.
Oh.
Instead of saying, like, don't read from your note card so much.
Yeah.
You could say, next time, maybe try glancing up at us every few sentences.
Right.
It helps us connect with your story even more.
Yeah.
So it's still gentle,
Right.
but it's still giving them something to work on.
It's like sneaking in the vegetables with the mac and cheese.
Exactly.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
And then you end on a high note.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always end on a high note.
Okay.
Reinforce those strengths.
So what would that look like?
You could say something like, you've got a natural talent for storytelling. I can't wait to see what you come up with next.
I love it.
Right.
It feels good
It does.
to give that and to receive it.
Exactly.
But you know it's not just about acing that presentation
Right.
or, that school project.
It's bigger than that.
Both sources seem to agree that these skills go way beyond the classroom.
Oh, absolutely.
This is life skills here.
Life skills.
Yeah. McLean even says, it's not just about traditional speeches anymore.
Right.
We live in a video-driven world.
We do.
So even just getting comfortable on camera
Yes.
is a form of public speaking these days.
It is.
From doing school projects to, who knows, maybe even hosting their own podcast one day.
There you go.
Kids need these skills.
They do.
And think about it, those skills translate to so many different areas of life.
Absolutely.
Imagine a child who's learned to confidently articulate their ideas.
Yeah.
They can advocate for themselves.
Yes.
Build stronger relationships.
It's huge.
Navigate those tough conversations.
Yes.
Whether it's with their friends or at school.
Absolutely.
So important.
It is.
And let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Those skills are gold in pretty much any profession, too.
100%. Being able to present your ideas
Yes.
clearly and persuasively, whether it's in a meeting or on a video call,
Yeah.
it's invaluable.
So important.
Especially now, as the world is becoming,
More and more remote.
yes, more remote.
Yeah.
That ability to connect with an audience through a screen,
Right.
that's only going to become more and more important.
It's only going to become more important. It's true. And it's only going to get more and more important as we move forward. So it's like we're really giving them a leg up
Absolutely.
by teaching them these skills.
Yeah,
So we've talked about a lot.
we have.
You talked about, getting rid of that scary label.
Yes.
Public speaking out the window.
Out the window.
We've talked about, the power of the action over analysis,
Yes.
age-appropriate that brilliant feedback sandwich.
They're so good.
For someone listening, though, who maybe is feeling a little overwhelmed right now,
Okay.
what's that one thing you hope they take away from all of this?
For me, it really comes down to confidence and enjoyment.
Yeah.
If a child can approach this with a sense of playfulness,
Yeah.
with curiosity, we're not just teaching a skill, we're unlocking something deeper.
I love that.
We're helping them find their voice.
Find their voice. I like that because it's not about being the loudest in the room. It's just about
Exactly.
having that confidence to share your perspective.
Exactly.
And that's something that, we can all play a role in.
We can.
Whether we're parents, whether we're educators,
Aunts, uncles,
friends,
Yeah.
anyone who spends time with kids,
anyone.
you can encourage them in this area.
Absolutely.
And just being that supportive presence can make all the difference.
It really does.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
is there like one small step that you can think of that our listeners could take today to create that encouraging environment for a young person in their life?
I think just encouraging them to share a story
Yeah.
could be anything.
To get them talking.
Yeah, or even if they just did a presentation or something, give them some positive feedback.
Yes.
Use that feedback sandwich.
Love it.
Or even just sit down and really listen
Yeah.
when they're sharing their ideas.
That's so important.
Even if they're still figuring things out,
Be there for them. Be present.
be present.
Listen.
Because even the most captivating speakers,
Yeah.
the ones who command stages,
Right.
they all started somewhere.
They had to start at the beginning.
They did.
Just like we all do.
And with a little encouragement and a little practice,
Yes.
and the belief in their own potential,
Yes.
every child can find that power,
Love it.
the joy of communication.
Yes. And who knows, maybe they'll be giving us public speaking tips someday.
Maybe.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of helping kids find their voice. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.
See you next time.